Dr. Mindy here, and I am with Cindy, who I have just spent the last hour listening to her fasting story. So I posted about her on the Resetter group and what fasting did for weight loss, for your diabetes. I mean, you'll tell us all the different symptoms that cleared up, but what Cindy did that's so cool is that she started fasting with us in January in our Resetter group. And she's been doing fasting every month.
That's right.
That we do a 5-day fast every month, and different variations of fasting. And so she's been doing that with us every month. We're now in July. And tell us what happened since January with the repetitive fasting. What's happened to your health?
Okay, so the first thing is that people always like to hear the number. So since January 1, I'm now 50 pounds less.
Yeah.
Which is remarkable.
We're in July, by the way. We're at the end of July.
Right, right.
So 7 months, she's lost 50 pounds.
50 pounds. And as far as my health, when you go to the Western doc, the first thing they want to look is at a number as well. So from February until now, my cholesterol was 220 and now it's 160. My big number, the A1C number, which is the number that checks for diabetes, I think in February it was 7.2 and now I'm at 5.7. That's huge.
That's amazing. The A1C, hemoglobin A1C, is what they look at for people heading towards diabetes. So it's the long-term number of glucose and insulin. So do you know what your insulin is now? I forgot to ask you that.
My insulin, no, I don't know what that number is.
What your number is, yeah.
Because I don't usually test for that.
They just do A1C.
They do A1C.
Yeah.
And I know, I know what my daily sugar, blood sugar count is.
Your glucose.
My
number.
glucose, I know what that is. But here's the thing, the A1C number now is not considered diabetes.
Yeah.
I'm in pre-diabetic number, and I know, I am so excited.
Yeah.
I've never been excited to get blood tests before, but I know next time I go, it's going to be not diabetic.
Yeah.
So I just need to go down a few more points, and I won't be quote-unquote diabetic as far as numbers go. Now, Kaiser, they might always label me as diabetic, but I know better.
Right, right.
So
right.
I know what the truth is, and the truth is I am reversing diabetes.
Right.
Thanks to fasting.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. So, okay, so what did your doctor tell you like a year ago, 2 years ago, when you had these high A1Cs? What were you told to do?
Take medicine.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
did you?
I took 2 medicines, and they worked as far as keeping my A1C within an acceptable number for the doctors. But the more I took of those medicines, the more weight I gained.
Right. Which is, we've been studying the obesity code in the Resetter group, and what Dr. Fung's point is that when you can give insulin to somebody and they gain weight and you consistently give them insulin, then the causative factor of weight gain is insulin. So you're trying to help a diabetic with their glucose and insulin, but you give them insulin and they gain weight, which causes more of the problem.
Right.
And so then you're on a vicious cycle.
Right.
So, and you're like, someday I'm going to make sure Dr. Fung sees this, because you're a living example of what he's teaching, which is when you lower glucose, you lower insulin, for an extended period of time, your body starts healing itself, basically.
Right. And that's what I notice. That's what I notice is, so when I started in January, I still took some of the Western medicine, but I cut it in half. And then each month I cut it in half more. And then anytime I'm on the 5-day fast, I take 0 medicine. And I'm very, very close to just releasing it completely. But I hardly take any at all. And I think the indicator for me is going to be when I do eat something that's higher in carbohydrate, let's say it's popcorn or something, I test myself a couple hours later and I see what the number is. So, okay, maybe it was about a week ago, I had popcorn and I thought, let's see where I'm at, So I stuck my finger and my number was 127.
What was it before?
Before I ate the popcorn? I don't know what it was before, but what I know is before all of this last year, if I ate something like that, it would have been up in the 160s, 170s, 180s.
Yeah.
So it's a huge difference. So that tells me that my pancreas is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Right, right, exactly.
So that's how I think that will be the last thing for me, is that I can eat whatever I want within reason that works for my body, and that my blood sugar stays stable. Then I'll do 0 meds. But I'm really, really close to getting there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what everybody's going to want to know is, what did you do? So I'll tell you what I know she did, and then you fill in the blanks.
Okay.
But so what we're dedicated to doing in the Resetter group is the first week of every month, or within the first couple weeks, we do a 5-day fast together, and we offer 4 different types of fasting: the intermittent, the dinner to dinner, fast mimicking, and then the water.
Right.
So I know that. So we started this in January. You did it every month. But you didn't always do water.
Right.
So what fasting have you done?
So I had to work my way up to water.
Yeah.
Actually, before you even started the program, the new program,
right,
I did a bone broth fast.
I remember, yeah.
And that sort of like got me ready and prepared to take it to the next step.
Okay.
So the first fast I did, 5 days, was intermittent. Maybe it was fast. It was fast mimicking,
yeah,
but I had lunch, so there was a window between lunch and dinner of eating, and it was 40, 50, 60.
Okay.
So 40 or less net carbs.
Great.
50 or less protein.
Great.
And 60% or more of good fats.
Great.
So that's how I ate for that week when I was eating.
Okay.
And when I got off of those 5 days, I stuck with that.
Right.
I weighed everything.
Great.
Now I know how much an ounce, how many almonds are in an ounce.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And I know how many calories and fat are in a half an avocado. So because I did that so much, I know what it is now.
That's beautiful.
So I did that, and then the next month, I did something a little different. I think I went dinner to dinner. Mm-hmm. So I just extended the amount of time. And I think it was maybe around the 3rd or 4th month that I finally did water.
Yeah. And so we were talking about water, because everybody fears water fasting.
Yes.
So what was your experience?
Okay, so first of all, I never ever thought I would do it.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
what? Not eat for 5 days?
Right.
And what I found was that, yeah, I was hungry the first few days, but since I had my mind set on that's what I was doing, only for 5 days, I got through the hunger, and around the third day, I woke up and I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
And I felt
she was
good.
diabetic at this point. This is the point I want to point out, because people are like, I can't fast because I'm diabetic. But
right.
Yeah.
No, and I was checking my blood sugar, multiple times a day. I was checking my ketosis numbers to make sure those were going up.
Right.
And I think the lowest blood sugar I ever had was, 50 something. And I knew that it wasn't like too low, dangerously low. And so I monitored it because of what I've been through all these years. I wanted to make sure I was going to be okay.
Right.
But the thing I loved about water fasting is the freedom.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat.
Yeah.
So I would cook stuff for Bren. I wanted to make sure she had healthy food while I was having water. And I'd cook on Sunday before my fast. And then she had food for the week.
Right.
And every day I'd wake up and I'd have my lemon drink. So lemon, cayenne, apple cider vinegar.
The detox water.
The detox water.
Yeah, awesome.
So I have that, and it's warm and it just feels good.
Yeah.
I'd have that, and then I'd roll into a big glass of water, and then when it was cooler outside, I'd have maybe a tea, something decaf and organic.
On your water fast, so
on my water fast.
So you were still doing some other.
Yeah, but I didn't put anything in it.
Yeah.
No.
So nothing that would raise your blood sugar.
No dairy.
Yeah.
I didn't even put stevia in it. Just plain a tea bag and hot water. That's it.
Yeah.
And then lots of water.
Yeah.
And I was concerned for me about leg cramps because I'm prone to them, but I didn't have any leg cramps when I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then I even got brave and did the dry fast.
Yeah? How long did you go?
I did almost 24 hours. I did about 22 hours.
Okay. What'd you think?
Hard. I thought it was hard, and because I just missed having something,
Yeah, right.
something in my hand.
Psychological.
It is, it is. But it was okay. I think I could have gone to the 24 hours, but I was like, I felt like I was done.
Right.
I will try it again.
Yeah.
But
Cindy,
yes,
I have like an intellectual question.
Okay.
How important was it to have your partner supporting you in this?
Oh, it's very important. I mean,
doing it together is a key component.
It's huge. I mean, I could have done it on my own, but having Bren support me is key. And she might not be at the same point I am with how she's fasting. And
she didn't do a dry fast.
She didn't do the dry fast or the water fast,
right.
But she does intermittent fasting, and you know we do ketosis eating, ketobiotic eating, and so that just helps everything. It makes it easier. What's in our house is what's healthy for our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes a bag of chips cooked in coconut oil sneak in there.
Yeah.
But,
at least it's coconut oil.
But then,
That's right.
and you all know what you're doing, right?
I used to tell people like I cheat on brown rice, and they were
Right.
like, "What? What's that?" I'm like, "That's like a high carb day for me."
I know,
Yeah.
or the bowl of popcorn.
Right,
It's
or a bowl
but
of
there's
popcorn.
lots of good
Right.
butter on there.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
makes a big difference.
Right.
So.
And her wife is too shy to be on camera, but she's lost 30 pounds as well. So,
30 pounds.
Yeah. So, you know, that's nothing to turn your head at either. I mean, you lost 50, she lost 30, and you guys are doing great.
Yep.
So,
And we're still going.
yeah.
And it feels, you know what's really neat is it feels like a lifestyle that I can stick with.
Love it.
Because I don't want the Western meds. I don't want to have neuropathy. I don't want to lose fingers and toes. You know, I don't want to be
Yes.
diabetic, and that was really my motivation for
Yes.
doing this, and being willing to do anything it took, and this was the anything.
Right.
And so now I don't have to label myself as diabetic.
That's awesome.
Pre-diabetes now, and in a few months when I check my numbers, I know it's going to be normal.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so what's your advice? Because we got a lot of people.
Okay.
By the way, if you're not in the Resetter group, join us. Once a month, we do a 5-day fast. She followed us completely through the Resetter group. She followed my 21-day ketobiotic reset. You can get it on my website. But tell us your advice for people.
Well, I'm just going to add, if you don't have a partner, the Resetter group is a great way
Yes.
to get that community.
Yeah, it's a great
if you don't have other people doing it with you,
That's true.
this is a good support system.
We share recipes, we share wins, we
Yeah.
share challenges. It's a great place. But what I tell people is that if they're not sure about it, to start off slow.
Yes.
Like if they're a breakfast eater, just do your best to not eat till 10 or 11. Stretch it out, and then if you cannot eat until lunch, great. Just start slow. Just start slow, and give up one thing at a time. You don't have to like change everything on a dime if that's not going to work for you. Just let go of one little thing at a time, and it builds up.
Exactly, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, you don't jump into a 5-day water fast or dry fasting.
Right.
You just push breakfast back an hour, and that's what we're
and
gonna.
lateral changes.
Yeah, and you change oils. That's easy
Right.
change.
Yep.
Just do coconut and avocado instead of canola and vegetable. Like
Yep.
those are some really simple changes. So
Yeah.
next week, the second week of August, not the first week of August, we're coming on that this week, but the second week of August, we're going to do another fast.
Okay.
So, and what I do with that is I tell everybody just try something. Try intermittent, try fast mimicking, try dry, try water. Just give it a whirl, and that's really what she did. Every month she tried something new.
Right. And the last fast, I did something different every day.
Yes,
which was
I've
kind
done that
of
too.
fun.
Yeah.
But I think this next one, I might go back to water and do one dry day.
Yeah, dry is fun too.
Yeah.
So with dry, you can go look at my video on YouTube, and basically with dry, one 24-hour period of dry is the equivalent to 3 for autophagy, 3 water fasts. So dry is pretty cool, but again, you don't jump into it. You gotta work yourself up to it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
You're awesome.
Oh, so are you. Thank you.
Oh, you're great.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. So if you want to join us in our fasting, just put Resetter in there, and you can ask, if you want to ask Cindy any questions, she's in the group, and we're all there to support you. Just put Resetter and we'll have you join. So, but thank you for showing people what's possible.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you for showing me what's possible.
Yeah. Love you.
I love you too.